Hello, everyone. Welcome to the International Parent and Family Orientation for our incoming students and our incoming families. This session is being recorded and will be made available afterwards, and will provide information on how you can access the recorded webinar. Next slide. Just some heads up and some housekeeping. There is a Q&A or a question and answer feature at the bottom of your screen. Please use that to ask us questions. We have a team of people who are ready to take your questions during the webinar. And then at some point, we will stop for other questions that we may be able to answer live. But for now, please keep that in mind that you're able to ask us questions as we're presenting information. We ask that you don't share any personal information and to submit your questions anonymously. We will also provide answers in a private mode. And we will address your questions later on. So my name is Karina Vio. I'm the Senior Officer for the Office of Parent and Family Programs at UC San Diego. And I am joined with some wonderful partners and friends who are here to talk to you about the transition of your student into the community of UC San Diego. We have representatives from Student Life, Housing, Dining, Hospitality, and International Students and Programs Office. Next slide. So today we are here to talk about community, and community is huge for us, among many other topics. As we think about helping your student getting to know UC San Diego, helping your student to get to know others at the university, where they can talk about shared experiences, resources they might use to enhance their experience at UC San Diego, and other ways to connect. And so today, what we're going to concentrate on is how we build community and connect, ways for students to connect. For all students, but particularly for new international students, and especially if some of them may be quarantined over their time at UC San Diego. We'll discuss how we will support your students' transition to school. We'll provide tangible resources and events that we have planned to connect to your student and to contribute to a sense of community. And then we'll share ways on how we are today and how the virus is affecting some of our ways of connect with folks in creating community among students. Next slide. So before we get started, I just kind of want to know who's in the room, and I see some folks are still coming in. There should be a feature down in your screen that says it's a raise your hand feature. So we would love to know, folks, if you could raise your hand. If your student is learning from home. Okay, we have a good number. Okay. Okay. And then if you could, I think you might have to unraise your hand before I ask the next question. Raise your hand if your student is on campus, will be learning from on campus. Okay, all right, if you could unraise your hand. And do we have any parents representing new transfer students? Raise your hand. A couple. Okay, perfect. That lets us know who's in the room. Thank you for participating. So I would love to transition the slide to Assistant Vice Chancellor Patty Mahaffey, who will talk to you about community at UC San Diego.
All right. So good morning or good afternoon to everybody. Again, my name is Patricia Mahaffey, and I want to welcome you all to UC San Diego and talk a little bit about how we can help engage your student in the life of the class, in the life of the college and the university. So this year is clearly different, but I can tell you staff and students have worked really hard to move key community building events and traditions to an online format for your students. Academics are super important, but also important is helping your student engage campus outside of class. So in student life, we're really focused on getting your students connected and engaged with campus life. Students can find engagement opportunities through the Virtual Student Union. It's just simply Virtual Student Union at ucsd.edu. They can also connect through their college and through the International Student and Programs Office. The first few weeks of school before school officially starts is called our TWOW period, Triton Weeks of Welcome. And it is full of virtual events for your students. Several of those events will be recorded. So if your student misses an event, they can still watch it later. Be sure to attend make sure your student attends the official academic welcome. It's called Convocation, and it happens on Tuesday, September 9th at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And the following day is the Student Services and Academic Support Fair. That one occurs on Wednesday, September 30th. And it will happen in the afternoon from about 1 o'clock to about 4 o'clock. Again, Pacific Standard Time. And your students will be able to meet and learn about all the support services and academic department information tabling event. And during week 6 of the quarter, we will hold a student organization fair, and students can learn more about the over 500 student organizations we have on campus. So even though we're going to be remote and many of your students will be learning from home, it's still really important your student engages the university outside of their classes. And we know that when students do get engaged with the life of the campus, they do better academically. So be sure to check out, have your student check out the Virtual Student Union and our Triton Weeks of Welcome events that are all on the Virtual Student Union that your student can access and participate in for free. And so what I want to do now is hand things over to my colleague, Pachia, and she is going to give you some information from housing. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Pachia and I am the undergraduate housing manager. Thank you so much again for joining us today. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the events that are going to be happening on campus and give you a couple of reminders, as well as who you can get in contact with if you need to get in contact with us. So for our students that are moving onto campus, don't forget to pick up your activity and snack kits, which you'll be able to use for a variety of our activities during the Triton Weeks of Welcome. There's so many items inside of your goodie bag. Succulent plants, a chalkboard kit for an event that's happening on the 23rd. We've also provided snacks so that you can enjoy them during movie nights. So just lots and lots of goodies for our students on campus. So don't forget to pick them up. And like Patty had mentioned, make sure you visit the Triton Weeks of Welcome website. It's twow.ucsd.edu. There are activities literally every single day. Everything ranging from virtual hikes to surfs to kayaking, recreation classes, and so much more. All of the various teams on campus have worked so hard to put together so many events and activities to keep you connected with us and to keep you connected with each other. So everything you need to know about everything that's happening can be found on that website, twow.ucsd.edu. Now, just a few reminders. We have an awesome new app called Triton to Go. If you haven't downloaded it already, make sure you do. You can place an order on this app for any of our HDH locations on campus. And when it's ready, you'll get an alert. Our team is definitely going to have a lot of fun with this app and add secret menus, and there's even a loyalty program. So the more you use it, the more points you'll acquire to help you win prizes. The next thing you want to make sure you do is download the Triton card app. This is our online card office app, which will let you track your dining dollars and your Triton cash balance. You can also make deposits here. And if you happen to lose your campus ID card, you can also log into the app and suspend your account so that just in case if someone finds your card, they're not able to use it. And finally, make sure you stay in the loop. There are lots of changes and lots of things going on around campus, but anything related to housing and dining, you can check out our website at hdh.ucsd.edu, and we'll have the information posted there. Next slide, please. Now, I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about some of the upcoming holidays this quarter. The first is Thanksgiving, which is November 26th and 27th for our international families. This holiday is a national holiday where, we celebrate everything that we're grateful for. So during this time, our university offices are closed, but our housing facilities will remain open. We do have dining hours that are going to vary during this time. So once we get closer to that date, we'll make sure to send an email out and post the hours on the web so that you are aware. The next break is winter break, which is December 20th to January 2nd. Now, traditionally, in previous years during this time, our apartments are open, but our residential halls are not. So what does that mean? It means that during this time, if you're a resident that is living on campus in an apartment, you can stay. But if you're living in a residence hall, then you can't. Now, if you're wondering which facility you're in, whether you're in an apartment or a residence hall, our residence halls are essentially the dorms. Those facilities are set up where there's a suite, a common area, and bedrooms, whereas our apartments have kitchens within the unit. Now, if you're a student living in a residence hall and you need to stay behind during the break, then during that time, what you can do is you'll reach out to your residential life office to ask for an exception. Now, I do want to point out that this is what we have done traditionally in previous years, and that this year is kind of not really a typical one, and we are aware that the situation continues to evolve. So if there is any change to this policy, we will absolutely notify our students and our parents. Just continue to stay in touch with us, and we'll provide you with any updates along the way. Now, throughout the year, as you're living here on campus, I wanted to provide you with some contact information just so you know who to call. If something in your room needs to be fixed, please reach out to us by calling that phone number right there. It's 858-534-2600, or you can fill out a fix-it request online at hdh.ucsd.edu. That way, our maintenance and custodial staff can get out to your space to fix or clean whatever is needed. Now, if you have a dining question, you can send that to our dining engagement team. The email is diningengagement@ucsd.edu, and our dining team will address whatever question or concern you have there. And finally, if you have a housing question, or if you have a question and you're not sure who to call, just call our Housing Administrative Services office. My team manages that phone number. It's 858-534-4010, or you can send us an email at housinginfo@ucsd.edu. So if you don't know who to call, you can always reach out to us and we'll make sure that we put you in contact with whomever you're trying to reach and help you out. Now, for our students that are currently living off campus and are in need of on-campus housing, all you need to do is apply for our housing waitlist, and you can find that at hdh.ucsd.edu. It's open right now for fall quarter, so if you're interested, just submit an application. For those that are interested in coming to live on campus in winter quarter, our waitlist traditionally opens up in November. And for those that are interested in spring quarter, the waitlist traditionally opens up in February. Okay, next slide, please.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gabi Hoffman. I'm from the International Students and Programs Office. We're so happy to have you here today. And I'm thrilled to welcome all of you, whether your student is going to be studying on campus this year or off campus. I wanted to talk a little bit about the services that the International Students and Programs Office offers. We serve over 8,000 international students who are studying at UC San Diego. We're a staff of experts who support our students, who guide our international students with their academic and personal goals throughout their studies here. We have a staff of about 20 on campus here. You can see their faces here in this virtual format, as with the many changes that our campus has gone through, that the world has gone through with the pandemic, we've shifted things to an online format. But we're very proud to say that hasn't changed our services or the support that we offer to our international student community. In addition to the different advising services that we offer to our students, and that includes visa immigration advising, we also offer meaningful engagement with the university and local community. So ISPO, as we affectionately call ourselves, the International Students and Programs Office, we are here for all of our students and for their families. And we know this quarter will be unlike any other. So as we prepare to start the quarter, as your students begin their quarter, whether abroad or here, do know that ISPO can be a perfect starting point for questions or resources if they're not quite sure where to go. You can take a look at some of our URLs here. This kind of goes over, and what I'll cover in a moment as well, some of our main engagement programs. iprograms.ucsd.edu is a great way to check in and see what we are offering to help our students remain connected to one another, connect with the campus community, the global community at UC San Diego. Our iEvents calendar, which I'll also go over later, houses all of the different programs going on around campus to help our students stay globally engaged. And then finally, our iorientation.ucsd.edu. Your student may have just finished participating in this. Our fall orientation program ended this past Friday, the 18th of September. It ran for 2 weeks online. We had various different programs running. We hope our students, your students, were able to enjoy that, learn a lot, and connect with other students. All of those programs are recorded online, so your student can go back and view them if they ever need to. Next slide. So I wanted to go over just a few of our key programs that I mentioned that you can access via the iprograms.ucsd.edu URL. As I mentioned, in addition to the advising that we offer to all of our students, we offer a variety of programs that help foster a sense of community and belonging to UC San Diego. And we're proud to say that all of these programs that we've run for many years have been moved successfully to a virtual format. This started in the spring, so we have a lot of good experience and practice in running these online, and they've been really successful since the spring term. So here's some of the programs I wanted to highlight. The first being our community building circles. So this is a shared space for students from all backgrounds to have supportive conversations with their peers on a wide range of topics. These are run quite regularly throughout the quarter. Again, we recommend you take a look at the website at iPrograms. You can see, your student can see when these are offered and when they can join in. We also have an ISPO Chats program, which is a regular virtual meetup where international students get the opportunity to speak about their experience as a student directly to ISPO staff. so that we can help provide resources and advocate for them. This is a great way to learn about our staff. This is a great way for us to learn about your student, know what things that they're going through and they are experiencing, so we can assist them throughout their journey here. The next program I want to highlight is our International Peer Coach Program. This is a relatively new program. It's been running now, its second year. And this is a peer mentor support program just for international first-year students. And I'll spend a little bit of time after this going into this program in more detail. And finally, the English in Action Conversation Program. This is one of our longest running programs, over 20 years that this has been in existence. This is an opportunity for students to practice their English conversation skills online with a native English speaker. That native English speaker could be a community member at UC San Diego, it could be a faculty member, another student. So this is a great way, again, to just practice conversational English in an informal setting on a regular basis, on a schedule that works for the student and their conversation leader. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, we want all of our students to get connected to the different internationally focused events that are going on campus, and there is a lot. Of course, many of these have moved to a virtual format, and to make that easier to find these different programs that exist, we've created a calendar at ievents.ucsd.edu that houses all of these opportunities in one spot. So students can easily navigate through the calendar based on their interests, their preferences, what they might want to get involved in, and then attend those events if they're interested. Another great thing about this is if your student is interested in ever becoming a volunteer or helping coordinate these programs, they can add this to their co-curricular record, also known as the CCR, which is an official record that documents students' activities officially that occur outside of the classroom, outside of an academic setting. So we encourage your students to take a look at the co-curricular record as well and join in some of these programs to get engaged on campus. Next slide. So the International Peer Coach Program, this is what I wanted to spend a little bit more time on because this is a really impactful program for our international first-year students. The International Peer Coach Program is a program that pairs current international students with new international first-year students to help them navigate their first year of college. Through coaching, they offer academic support, information, skill development, and advocacy that helps inspire and empower our first-year international college students. It equips them with the skills to be successful in navigating their college life. And we believe that through coaching, this can really assist students to establish meaningful connections at UC San Diego and develop personal and professional skills and experiences. It's just also really nice to know that you have someone there with you, helping you along the way in your first year, someone who's experienced this, who's gone through their first year already at UC San Diego as an international student and can really speak to that with your student. So the program is looking for new students who have a desire to get connected to campus. They have an interest in having a mentor who's gone through potentially a similar experience that they're about to go through, and is looking for someone to support them in adjusting to the different cultures, I should say. It's American culture, but that's multifaceted. And of course, as we're moving into an online format, it's even more important that students have peers to help them navigate through this new platform of going online, learning about what the classroom will be like in an online format. So we encourage your first year student, if they are interested, to check out the International Peer Coach Program, again at iprograms.ucsd.edu. Next slide. So I wanted to end here just on some resources that we find have been helpful, for our students over the summer leading up to their arrival, either virtually or in person, to campus, and we hope will be interesting and helpful for you as well. Our ISPO website is the istudents.ucsd.edu site. This is our main website that again provides comprehensive advising and programming resources just for international students. Our iupdates.ucsd.edu page. This provides news and immigration updates relevant to our international student population that is, again, updated sometimes on a weekly basis depending on what is happening that week. icontact.ucsd.edu. So this is a way for our students to connect with ISPO, for students to attend virtual advising sessions. We still offer comprehensive advising 5 days a week. So we encourage students to log in to Zoom and you can attend those sessions to speak to an advisor. Our iresource.ucsd.edu page. So this is an on-campus resources page to help support our international students on a variety of topics, whether it is academics, navigating health insurance, housing. We have everything in one spot so students know where to go and then they can find their pathways to the different resources that exist on campus to help support them. I also want to highlight the returntolearn.ucsd.edu site. Hopefully you've seen this already, but this is a comprehensive campus-wide website that provides a wealth of timely updates, support, and other resources related to UC San Diego's response to COVID-19. This is again regularly updated and sort of your one-stop shop for places to take a look and see the current campus status, where to get information on plans for fall 2020. And finally, I want to point out students.ucsd.edu, otherwise known as Triton link. So this is really important, especially for our international students, to update not only their current local information. If your student is going to be staying in their home country this term, their current local address should reflect that address. And if they are coming to campus, they need to change it to their current address in San Diego. But what's also really important is making sure that your student updates their emergency contact information. At times we do need to reach out to our international families, and it's so important that we have a current emergency contact listed so that we can reach our family members and friends quickly. So please work with your student to update that information as quickly as they can. Again, that's students.ucsd.edu. All right, next slide.
Great, thank you everyone for sharing information. If I may ask my partner to go back one slide, I wanted to add one piece of information on the returntolearn.ucsd.edu. There you can also sign up for Triton alerts. So whenever a message is sent to the entire campus, you will receive a notification via email or your messages inbox on your phone that an alert and a message has been sent to the community, and you will be notified of what that message is. So do also take a look at returntolearn.ucsd.edu and sign up for Triton alerts. Thank you. If we can go back to Q&A. Thank you so much. Just a reminder that we have the question and answer feature at the bottom of your screen where you can ask us questions, and we have a team of people who are ready to answer them for you. If I could ask Pachia and Patricia to come back online, just regarding some of the advanced questions we received over the last couple of days. Pachia, I wonder if you can talk to us about the parent portal that exists for housing and dining. If you can talk a little bit about that and what that is.
Oh, I'd be happy to. So on our webpage, if you go to hdh.ucsd.edu, we do have a parent portal, which is essentially our monthly newsletter that we update with everything that's happening in the month, any upcoming deadlines, any type of information that we feel our parents would need to know to prepare them for that month. So if you haven't already checked it out, please make sure you head over there. Again, it's hdh.ucsd.edu and click on Parent Portal to read the most updated information.
Addie, I have a question for you. I wonder if you can expand on how will students learn about all the amazing events that we have planned for them?
Yeah, so obviously we have some websites that have a lot of information, but we're also pushing information out through different social media channels, including Instagram, and the official UCSD app. So if students should be downloading the UCSD app so that they can get notifications from the campus on a variety of issues, including testing and return to learn program, but there'll also be event information that will get pushed out via the app as well. So they'll learn about events that way, in addition to emails they'll get and websites that they can visit. So as many places that we think students are hanging out virtually, we are trying to get information in front of them.
Thank you, Patty. Here's another question. I think this might be for Gabby. Gabby, will there be any other orientation sessions for the winter 2021 for students at the campus or virtually?
Yes, we do plan on hosting additional orientation sessions for winter quarter, and if need be for spring as well. So depending on how things go for in terms of the pandemic, where whether we're able to set up in person or virtually, we will be providing those support services and orientations for both terms as needed.
Great, thank you. Pachia, this might be a question for you. A parent says, my son is joining campus in January 2021. Will there be requirements to self-isolate or quarantine if needed, and where to stay?
Okay, so my understanding is that at this time, we haven't yet made a determination for winter quarter. When we get a little bit closer, we will most absolutely provide that information to all of our students and our parents, but nothing has been decided yet.
Thank you, Pachia. Gabby, here's another question. Maybe you'll be able to help with this. My son needs US visa to join winter semester this January. When is he going to get an I-20? Can you talk through that?
Yes, definitely. We are asking that all students who are planning to come to campus in the winter term to visit the iPortal, iportal.ucsd.edu, or you can just go to our main ISPO site and search iPortal. This is the portal through which students originally applied for their I-20 to come in for the fall. If they need to make any adjustments to that document, they can go through the same system and we can update those dates for them so that they are able to enter for the winter quarter.
Great. We have a question about housing. So this question is for you, Pachia, on the chat room. So I'll read it for you. The parent says, my daughter canceled her housing application this fall due to that she chose to remote learning. If the campus reopens next semester, how long in advance she needs to reapply for housing?
Okay, so if your student is wanting to live on campus for winter quarter, then they'll want to get on our winter quarter housing waitlist, which traditionally opens up in November. And we expect that we are going to start offering spaces at the beginning of December.
Okay, I think that's it for questions. Again, we just want to remind you of the resources that we've listed in the previous slide. And again, this webinar is being recorded, and so you will have a chance to take a look at those URLs to find out more about what we've talked about in this webinar. Let's go ahead to the next slide. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, there is a feature within YouTube, which is where all of our recordings will be uploaded at the end of each day, and at the end of the week, all 8 sessions will be uploaded on our YouTube channel for parent and family programs. If you would like to watch this webinar in your preferred language, there is a settings on YouTube indicated by the arrow here on the screen. by following these 3 or 4 simple steps on how to select the closed caption into the language that you prefer to listen the video from. So these are some of the instructions that you can follow to do just that. Next slide, please. We're looking forward to spending the week with you. Like I mentioned, we have a number of different webinars up until Thursday. I believe that many of you, if not all of you, have received email notifications from our office about the week ahead and what we have for you and what we have planned for you and how to access all the webinars. This is the first for this week. We do also have a pre-recorded video also uploaded, so you can take a look at that at your earliest convenience. Right after this session, we have a session on safeguarding your students' records. This is an equally important topic on how your students' records are kept confidentially at the university and how you and your student can help us to keep that confidential as well. For tomorrow, we also have 2 more sessions on your student's visa, and we also have a faculty panel who will talk to us about teaching at UC San Diego, working with students in the classroom, research opportunities, and other opportunities related to their academics. If you want to learn more about the entire week, please visit us at this URL and you can find out more of the other sessions we have planned for the week. Next slide, please. Many of you may have heard about Homecoming at Home. Again, this is one of those big events that we have at UC San Diego, campus-wide. It brings the entire community together, faculty, staff, alumni specifically, parents and families and students. And this is a way to really celebrate the Triton spirit. We encourage you to register for this free event, October 19th through the 25th. You can find out more about the event at parents.ucsd.edu. You may also find out more about it and where to register at homecoming.ucsd.edu. We will be kicking off even more webinars specifically for parents and families during that week. This right here is specific to international parents and families for their students starting this coming fall. But we'll have a plethora of other webinars specific to families, generally about how to get adjusted to UC San Diego, how to learn about resources at UC San Diego that end up supporting your students and enhances their experience at UC San Diego. So we encourage you to sign up to learn more about how else we get you engaged at the university. So for now, that's all we have. We thank you for joining us. We will have another webinar in 21 minutes. We hope to see you there too. And then again, we have an entire week ahead with other webinars. Thank you so much, and we will see you soon.